Hello everyone, my name is ZCRGator and welcome back to Tier List Tuesday. Today's tier list is all about Pokemon champions. The Pokemon franchise has given us a ton of great Pokemon championship battles and a ton of great Pokemon champions. So I figured I might as well go through and rank all of them accordingly. Now is basically just going to be me ranking my favorite champions of the franchise. With that being said, if you end up enjoying today's video, please feel free to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, it really helps your boy out, and comment down below who is your favorite Pokemon champion and who is your least favorite Pokemon champion. Let me know down below. With that being said, let me explain my tiers real quick. We have our S tier, the GOAT tier. These are the greatest champions of all time. The A tier, the amazing tier. These are champions that are close to being GOATs, but not quite there. We have our B tier, the alright tier. These are champions that I feel are above average. The C tier, the mid tier. These champions are the definition of mid. Then we have our D tier, the dog water tier. They are below average, they're not all that great. And then of course, our F tier, the WOTS tier, the worst of all time. These are in my opinion, the worst champions of all time. With that being said, let's get right into it. And we're starting off with my boy Blue. And Blue's going in that amazing tier. I really like Blue. He's not one of my GOATs, but I really do like him. The fact that he was your rival throughout the entire game, and then for me, when I was younger, this was a massive plot twist. He's the champion of the Kanto region. He beat me to the tip top. I have to face him in my final battle? Dang. And it's a good battle. It's a good battle. I enjoy the Blue battle and Fire Red and Leaf Green. And I just like Blue as a character. I thought he was a good champion and a good rival. So yeah, I'm gonna put him in my amazing tier. Up next, we have Red, and I'm putting Red in the amazing tier as well. And this tier list is basically all the confirmed champions. So Red is, I think, canonically a champion because in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, atop of Mount Silver, you get to face off with Champion Red, the man who went through the Pokemon League, defeated Blue, and said, you know what, this stuff isn't good for me. I can't just stay here and be champion. I have to go out on my own, train atop Mount Silver until finally some worthy trainer out there actually poses a threat, challenges me. And the Red battle I thought was absolutely epic. I thought that was one of the coolest battles where he uses basically all the Kanto starters, a super overpowered Pikachu, a really strong Snorlax. I think he has an Espeon as well. Dude was tough to beat, man. It's a tough battle taking on Red. It's not one of my GOATs either, but I really like Red as a champion. He's going in my amazing tier. Up next is Lance, the Dragon Master and the champion of the Johto region. He's going my B tier. He's an alright champ. To be honest, Lance, he's above average for me. I do like Lance, but man, does that guy really grind my gears. When you meet Lance in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, you find him at the Lake of Rage. He is investigating Team Rocket. Team Rocket is out here forcing Magikarps to evolve too early. They have not reached the level 20 and they said, we don't care, we're going to force you to evolve anyways. So what does Lance do? He basically uncovers the Sting operation. He goes through and absolutely destroys Team Rocket. And then when you actually fight him in the championship battle, he has not one, not two, but three under-leveled Dragonites. It's almost like he was out attacking Team Rocket because it was a cover-up. He was covering up for Team Rocket. He is secretly a bad guy. He's secretly affiliated with Team Rocket. And when he started to get a little bit of suspicion about him, that's when he pulled the trigger. And he said, you know what? I have to cover this up. We have to take Team Rocket out at the source. What a jerk this guy is. By the way, screw all three of his under-leveled Dragonites. Dude was annoying. I mean, I do like Lance. He's a good champion. But man, did he annoy me. Him and all five of his full restores. That smug, arrogant man. Up next, one of my GOATs. One of the greatest champions of all time. Steven Stone. What a dude. This guy right here, if I was a resident of the Hoenn region, I would proudly proclaim this man as my champion. Steven's my guy. This is my champion right here. I love his team of fossils and rock types and steel types. Steel is my favorite type of all time. He has a cool Skarmory, he has a cool Aggron, and he has the coolest ace Pokemon of all well, that's actually very debatable. He might have the second coolest ace of all time. My favorite pseudo-legendary, Metagross. Dude is absolutely cool. Plus, in the remakes Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, he gets a Mega Metagross. Dude is, he's a GOAT. This is a GOAT of a champion right here. I really like Steven Stone. And even in Pokemon Emerald, you get to fight him in Meteor Falls, and he has like all level 70s. This is the epitome of a champion. He is amazing. Up next, the man who took his title of champion in Pokemon Emerald, Sir Wallace. And I'm putting Sir Wallace in the B tier. I actually don't mind Wallace. Wallace is a cool champion, I think. I thought he had a more difficult team actually to fight than Steven did. Dude, his Tentacruel is a problem. I always had problems with Tentacruel. I always had problems with Ludicolo, Ludiloco. Everyone has problems with Milotic, but I had problems with Milotic. I had problems with that Wailord, man. Even the Whiscash. The Whiscash is underrated on his team. He's a solid champion, but he's not the champion I always think of when I think of the Hoenn region. I always think of Steven Stone. Plus, I kind of like Wallace as a gym leader. I think he has really good gym leader vibes, and more importantly, I think he has coordinator vibes. I think Wallace would be an amazing coordinator. So, I mean, champion, he's cool. He's all right. He's all right. He goes in the B tier. Up next, the greatest. The actual GOAT of all GOATs, the greatest champion of all time, Cynthia. Cynthia is this is the best champion that the Pokemon franchise has ever produced. This is the hardest champion the Pokemon franchise has ever produced. That Garchomp is a problem. That Milotic, especially the Milotic, is a problem. You let her Lucario hit a nasty plot on you, goodbye. That Togekiss is a problem. She shows up with a Spiritomb, and that Spiritomb, that was the first time I ever saw it, was when she threw it out, and I said, oh my goodness, what is that thing? I was intimidated, I was scared. Anytime I hear the pianos, I get flashbacks. Oh, that being said, she's also the coolest of all champions. This right here might be one of the greatest trainers Pokemon has ever created. Cynthia is just, oh my goodness. That Garchomp, what is it? It has maxed out IVs, its EVs are insane. That thing is just built to destroy you. And that's exactly what a champion should be. In a good way. Not a Lance way. Lance destroys you with 3 underleveled Dragonites because he is a criminal. Cynthia, on the other hand, destroys you with an absolutely roided out Garchomp. That thing is a monster. It is a monster. This is the stuff that legends. It's basically a legend, and we speak of her as if she's just this monster champion. And that's why I like her so much, because she is. Cynthia is to be feared, but in a good way. And that's why she's the greatest champion of all time. Cynthia is one of the greatest, just period. Period. Everything about Pokemon, she is great about it. So yeah, Cynthia. Up next, I'm going to put Alder first. This is my mid dude. This guy is just, actually no, he's dog water. No offense to Alder fans or Alder stans. I'm not an Alder fan or a stan. Alder's just not it. Let me tell you, that guy is not it. If you want to fight him, you have to fight him in a quote-unquote rematch of the Elite Four, even though it's your first time facing Alder himself. Let me get his music playing. Alder, he doesn't even have that great of a theme either. He's just a wacky dude. He doesn't feel like a champion to me. He's just a wanderer. He's lost. He doesn't have the it factor, the mojo. He doesn't have any of that. But you know who does have it? Champion N. Another GOAT. Another absolute GOAT. when you have to fight in at the final battle in Pokemon Black and White, they bring out the mansion or whatever Team Plasma hideout thing comes out from the Pokemon League underneath it. Oh my goodness, and all the gym leaders show up to fight off Team Plasma. You have your one-on-one meeting with him, and you have to tell him about the true meaning of what it is to be a Pokemon trainer, to be one with your Pokemon, and he pulls out either a Reshiram or a Zekrom, and you have to use your own Reshiram/Zekrom. Epic battle. N is one of the coolest trainers in all of Pokemon. N is one of the best champions in all of Pokemon. At least I think he is. Because I think his championship battle is really, truly unique. And that's why I'm putting him as one of my GOATs. Plus his theme is so good. It's not as good as Cynthia's theme, but he is so good. I really like N a lot. He's a GOAT champion for me. Up next, we have another Dragon Master, Iris. And I think Iris, I really like Iris as a champion. I like the fact that Black and White 2 promoted. It's weird. I feel bad because I put Wallace in the B tier for it. But Iris didn't feel like a champion in Pokemon, or not a champion, a gym leader in Pokemon White. Drayden as a gym leader, I felt fit the mold a lot better. Whereas Iris, I thought it was a really cool development that 2 years later she became a champion. And I really like that idea that she beat Alder because Alder's a chump. And Iris is she's a sneaky tough battle, man. That Archeops, even though it has Defeatist, if you let that thing beat you up, man, it was tough for me to get around. Haxorus could be a bit of a problem. She has an Aggron, which I always thought was super cool. I don't know why she has an Aggron, but she does, and I think that's really cool. So Iris is a tough battle, I think. But I really like her as a champion. I think she fits the mold pretty well. Up next, we have the champion of the Kalos region, Diantha. And Diantha, for me, I'm going to put her in the mid tier, because for the longest time, I could not remember her name. I always thought her battle theme is really cool. I love her music. To me, she just didn't really, I don't know, it's just kind of mid. I like her better than Alder, that's for sure. Still not like the biggest Diantha fan. It's alright. For me, her battle was really easy. One of the easiest champion battles in the entire series. And her character's just meh. It's kind of mid. So that's why I'm putting her in my mid tier. She'll be the first one in the mid tier. Up next is my guy, Professor Kooky. Or Kukui. I call him Kooky. I called him Kooky the entire time I played the game. Found out later it's Kukui. He's pretty alright. I don't know if he's technically a champion, because you fight him in Sun and Moon, but it's for the right to become the first ever champion. And, well, I enjoyed fighting my man Kukui. Kukui is a cool champion. He'll take whatever starter that wasn't picked, and he'll use that against you. I think he also has a Snorlax. It's been a little while since I fought my man Professor Kukui in Sun and Moon. It's been a pretty long time since I've played Sun and Moon. But I enjoyed it, the battle. I thought he was a cool final boss. I think the reason why I'm putting him in the alright tier is just because I like Professor Kukui. I just think he's a cool dude, and I enjoy his character. So he's getting the alright tier for me. Up next is Howl. Rival Howl. This was Pokemon's attempt at recreating the Blue fight, but doing it not as well. Because Blue is a true rival. To me, Blue is one of the best rivals in Pokemon. Howl, not so much. Howl tries, man. He tries. He's out there. He's like, please, I want to eat my malasada, please. But that's about it. He's just eating. He's enjoying his malasadas, and then you fight him at the end, and it's fine. It's fine. It's a pretty mid battle, to be honest. He's a mid character. He's a mid trainer. Not the biggest fan of Howl. Up next is the name of the rival from Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu that I don't remember the name of. He's one of the worst of all time. I don't even remember his name. I think his name's like Tracy or something. I don't remember. I mean Tracy's the guy from the Pokemon anime, and even Tracy, that guy is way cooler than this kid. I don't know who this kid is. I don't know who he thinks he is. He thinks he's blue. He's trying to be blue. He will never be blue. He's just one of the worst of all times. It's one of the most forgettable. I played through that game. I honestly forgot that he was a champion. I genuinely forgot it, and it was a bit of a memory. Like, it brought up some memories when I saw his face, and I go, oh, I guess he was a champion, technically speaking. I think he has a Mega Pidgeot, I think, if I remember correctly. Maybe he does? I don't know. He's forgettable. He's one of the worst of all time. Up next, we have Mr. Champion Leon himself, the champion of the Galar region, the undefeated champion who couldn't even take down an Eternatus, which I also find really cool that he has special dialogue if you have an Eternatus in your party and you use it against him. This was a guy that when I first played through Sword and Shield, I didn't really like. I honestly thought he was really mid. I wasn't about his flow. And then Champion Leon grew on me. He honestly grew on me. Sword and Shield games have grown on me a little bit. They're still not my favorite in the franchise. Champion Leon grew on me, though. I think he's an amazing champion. I think he has a really underrated team. It's tough fighting against that Gigantamax Charizard. It is really tough fighting that Aegislash if you don't have something to take care of his Aegislash, man. He could be a problem. Mr. Rhyme, I didn't really care about. He also has the starter that wasn't chosen as well, so he's pulling a Professor Kukui moment on you. And I think he also has a Haxorus as well. He's got kind of an underrated team, man. He could sneak up on you, especially if you're doing like a hardcore Nuzlocke. You breeze through all of Sword and Shield, and then you just get pummeled by him and his G-Max Charizard. He's kind of grown on me. I think the anime is the big reason why he really grew on me, because I quite enjoyed his character in the anime, although I didn't prefer when he absolutely destroyed a person in the first round. What was it? Alon, I think is his name. I didn't quite enjoy that because I actually liked Alon from the X and Y, from the bits and pieces I watched of X and Y. I didn't watch all of X and Y, but I think because of his battle in the animes, and the anime, I should say, I think that's why I like him a lot more. And then I don't know, he kind of grew on me. So I'm going to put him in the amazing tier. Up next, Old Man Mustard, who I had no idea was a champion. I don't really know what to say about Mustard. I only ever played the DLC once. I'm just going to put him in dog water tier. Mustard's kind of cool. He deserves at least a mid tier, honestly. He doesn't deserve to be put with Alder. Mustard's cool. I completely forgot who he had. I don't even know to be honest, I don't remember who he has on his team. So I'm just going to call him mid, because I kind of like his character. This guy, I got to say, I only played the first part of the Sword and Shield DLC. I never played the second part. I have no idea who this guy is, to be honest. You could absolutely flame me in the comments for not liking this guy, because I don't know who he is. Hey, I'm just going to put him right here. Is this guy a champion? I don't know. I don't even know who he is. So he's just going to go worst of all time. Up next, we have the latest entries into the franchise, the Scarlet and Violet Champions. And we're going to start off with your rival, Nemona. Nemona, from the very beginning, is telling you they let you know that she is a championship level trainer. And the only reason why that you're fighting her at the beginning is because she's just trying to take it easy on you. She said, oh well, maybe if you get to my level, we could have some exciting battles. She's basically just Goku, but Pokemon. I actually really like Nemona as a champion. I enjoyed. I don't think she has the strongest of teams, but I like the concept of her being a championship level trainer, and that's the reason why she's your rival, is because the whole time she's just been holding back on you. And then when you actually get to have that final fight against the champion Nemona, she's like, oh, by the way, I'm the real deal, just letting you know. And she absolutely, she never really whooped me. I kind of whooped her. But I like the concept of it. I think she was a cool character. So I'm going to put her in my amazing tier. I thought she was one of the cooler champions, to be honest. I thought she was a rival champion done well. Not as well as Blue, but I think she could be on the same tier, just at the end of the tier. But I do like Nemona. I thought she was a good entry to the championship lineup. And then we're ending things off with Geeta. Geeta is dog water. At least I think she's dog water. Because good lord, you have a King Gambit. You can make that your ace Pokemon. You can make that your final Pokemon. Or Glamora. If you sent out your Glamora, which is her ace Pokemon, Her ace Pokemon is a Glamora. And its whole ability is that if you hit it, poison spikes what is it? They scatter around the floor, so you throw a Pokemon in and they get poisoned. That should be her lead. Even if it is her ace, you still make that your lead because you can make the battle so much more intense and so much harder if you just throw in all of your Pokemon and they just get poisoned on entry. That would be stressful. Instead, it's like her last Pokemon, and you take care of it easily. If her King Gambit was her last Pokemon, I forgot what its ability is called, like Revenge of the Fallen. No, that's a Transformers movie. But whatever it is, Final One Standing, he powers up when all of the people in his party, are fainted. So, this dude, you knock out 5 of her Pokemon, and then he comes in. This is King Gambit comes in and absolutely destroys you. Oh, she had so much potential to be a cool champion. Gita was there. She was there. She doesn't quite have the team. There's a couple of entries that I wish she could change around for her. Like, I don't get why she has a Go-Goat or what's the torpedo fish? I don't remember what the torpedo fish is called. Veluza? Yeah, Veluza. She could have... I don't know if Veluza was the greatest choice for the team, but man, if you just change the order of her team up, if you have that Glamora come out first, and then King Gambit comes out last, wow, she would have been so much of a cooler battle, and honestly, I probably would have put her up all the way at the B tier, the alright tier. But because I think her battle is just so lame, and to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of her design either, or her character, I'm just gonna put her in the dog water tier. She's like Alder levels for me, to be honest, because her battle is just, it's not it, man. It could have been it. It was so close to being it, but it's not it. So that's why she's going in the dog water D tier. She doesn't belong in that F tier, the worst of all time. But with that being said, I think that wraps up today's video, and honestly that wraps up this entire year. This is the last Tier List Tuesday of 2023. We will be heading into 2024 when we see the next video, so I hope everybody watching this video has an absolutely fantastic day. I hope you have a fantastic end of your year. We're looking forward to 2024. I hope you have a fantastic 2024 as well. And yeah, if you ended up enjoying today's video, please feel free to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. Do you think my list of champions is absolute garbage? Or do you agree with my picks and where they placed? Let me know. And who's your favorite champion? Who's your least favorite champion? With that being said, we'll catch you all in next week's video. Bye-bye!